Swimming as a leisure activity is a great way to stay healthy. The water is a soothing, comfortable environment for relaxation and exercise, and everyone can try it. It's indicated for older people and for people recovering from injuries, but the waters can also be dangerous. In controlled environments like water parks, experiencing the dangers of water is a fun activity, and a lot of people enjoy going to these parks to entertain themselves on the joyrides. In today's video, we'll be looking at the sad, unfortunate case of Hayley Williams and the tragic circumstances that led to her untimely death at a water park in England. Hayley Liane Williams was a 16-year-old girl from Wales. In April of 2004, Hayley, along with her sister Hannah and some friends, went to the Oakwood Leisure Park in Pembrokeshire, West Wales, to enjoy a day of fun in the rides and have a nice day. Hayley was, by all accounts, a sweet and fun girl, and a day at the park was supposed to be just another fun activity for the family, but it turned quickly into a day of mourning. Hayley went on the hydro ride at Oakwood Park, a ride famous for its sheer drop into the water below. The thrill ride is very attractive for teenagers and people who enjoy the adventurous nature of the ride, dropping on the cart from a height of 30 meters over 100 feet into the water below, splashing water all around, one of those rides you usually see in movies. Hayley would never return from the ride. She fell from the cart on its descent over the 30-meter drop, falling to her death on the water below. On her way down, she hit the man sitting in front of her, a man named Martin Rothwell, who later recounted the event. Hayley was described by everyone near her as a lovely girl, and her death was cause for suffering among her family and friends. Hayley's mother, Beverly, has a chilling account of her receiving the news of her daughter's death. She was taken from her home in Pontypool Torfan to the park in Pembrokeshire, and on the way, she started processing the incident. This is going to sound strange, but there's a little town before you get to the hospital called Bethlehem. We went through this little town, and it was as if I knew before I got there that she wasn't going to be alive. Hayley's mother received the news from a doctor on the park. Then the doctor came in and asked me to sit down, and I said to him, "If you're going to tell me what I think you're going to tell me, please don't." And I can't remember much after that. Hayley's case is sad and unfortunate, but it isn't the first. An American woman died on an almost identical ride, which was made by the same Swiss manufacturer at a theme park in California. Her name was Laurie Mason Lorez, and at the time of the accident, she was 40 years old. She died on the perilous plunge ride in September of 2001. Another accident involved a 10-year-old kid named Martin Rothwell. Martin, a kid from Swansea in England, survived a fall from a hydro ride. His mother related to The Guardian information that would prove useful in the Hayley Williams case. There are photographs taken as you go around on the ride, which you can buy afterward, so perhaps they'll help the police shed some light on what happened. The managers of the Oakwood Leisure Park assured the press that the rides are tested daily. John Duna, the operations manager at Oakwood, said, "All of Oakwood's rides are subject to rigorous daily testing and are certified by independent safety consultants on an annual basis." The Swiss manufacturer of the rides is the Intamin AG company, who, at the time of the accident, sent engineers to the park in Wales to survey the equipment and determine the cause of the accident. The hydro ride at Oakwood was the first of its kind to incorporate an 85-degree drop, a drop almost as sheer as it can be. A drop as severe can have disastrous consequences for any person, and as such, the equipment on these sorts of rides has to be fail-safe and foolproof as much as possible. On that note, the equipment that Hayley went on had a known engineering defect that both the manufacturer and the park administration were aware of. The seats didn't fit people that were too fat or too skinny because of the seat design. If the person was too fat, the strap didn't tie properly. If the person was too skinny, the strap was too loose and risked letting the person go as the drop happened. It so happened that Hayley was described as slight. This fact could have been the determining factor in her unfortunate accident. In 2006, an investigation on Hayley's case revealed a sad, gruesome detail now known at the time of her accident. The safety bar on her seat, designed to restrain passengers as the ride plummeted down a near vertical chute at 50 miles per hour, had not been lowered before it started. Despite this, an unlawful killing verdict was ruled out by the then Pembrokeshire coroner Michael Howells, who said there was no evidence of gross negligence by anyone involved. In 2006, the Crown Prosecution Service said no one would face criminal charges over Hayley's death. But 2 years later, Oakwood Leisure, which ran the park at the time of the accident, was fined £250,000 after admitting staff had failed to ensure passengers were safely restrained on the high-speed ride. When the park returned with the attraction, they installed an over-the-shoulder belt along with a safety bar and a waist belt to ensure extra safety for the people on the ride. A year after the accident, the ride was reopened to the public, now renamed to Drenched, following the accident and the infamous reputation the ride had accrued. When the park started making advertising for visitors showing the attraction, Hayley's mother reported that it felt like a knife ripping her heart out. According to Beverly, Hayley's mother, she had a spoken agreement with the administration of the Oakwood Park that they wouldn't use images of the ride as advertisement for visitors. The disrespect to the agreement hurt the Williams family deeply. Hayley was described as a sweet and loving girl, and her mother's account of the young girl's life and accomplishment deserves repeating, if only to honor her life or to strengthen the request for more safety measures in parks. Hayley's mom related to the South Wales Argus the accounts of the young girl's life. She said, "She had a heart of gold, all her friends loved her, and she always had a smile. Every night when we went to bed, she would sing 'I Will Always Love You' to me. I would say, 'Go to bed,' and it would go on for half an hour as she would say, 'But I'll always love you.' She never wanted to be a pop star, she always wanted to be in the West End, and her music teacher had high hopes for her. She played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz when she was 9, and every time I hear 'Over the Rainbow,' I can still hear her singing it." A senseless loss of life so precious as that of a young girl is shocking and terrible to know, but it must be shown and known. The administrators of parks and engineers involved in the safety measures and joyrides need to be held accountable. Every year, millions of people go on joyrides all over the world, from the Magic Kingdom to local attractions, trusting their lives in the hands of these engineers and technicians whose job it is to make sure the rides are safe and fun for all involved. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching this video. If you found it interesting, dive deeply into the like and subscribe buttons. See you again soon in another video, if you dare.